It's Dusti Martin with Platinum Living Realty dropping in to give you your monthly market update for the towns of Cave Creek and Carefree, Arizona. It's currently October 10th, 2022. So before we get straight into the numbers, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, grab yourself a drink, sit down, buckle up, let's go. We're going to get right into it now. Listings are up over this time last year. This is becoming a trend over the last 3-4 months, is that our active listings in Cave Creek and Carefree are up 145.5% over this time last year, currently sitting at about 216 listings. And to be honest, this is a much more normal number for the area. Our sold listings, though, are down 17.6%, but that's actually not a whole big drop considering how much more inventory we have. You would think that there'd be a drop in sold listings, but I think it's because so many more are coming on the market when they didn't for so long. Our median sale price per square foot is up 12.8% over this time last year. We're currently sitting at about $351.14. That's actually it's up a lot, but it's not up as much as it was last year. But remember, last year wasn't normal, and the increase in interest rates has been specifically designed to slow down inflation, primarily this last round in housing. So what we're seeing is the Fed's desperately trying to get us back to normal, which for a normal inflationary rate, a normal value increase year over year is only about 2 to 4%. And up until the last 4 or 5 years, normal was only 1 to 2%. So when you keep all that stuff in mind and you're seeing things come down from 30, 40, 50, 60% down to 12.8, it can be a little scary for people. Rightly so, but you got to put it in a historical perspective and realize that we're still way above the norm, but that's also why interest rates are continuing to creep up. And it's because the Fed is still trying to get those numbers, those year over year values to stabilize. Our months of supply is up 198.1% over this time last year. That is something we've come to expect and something we have been seeing over the last 3-4 months. Ever since rates really kind of jumped above 5, that's when bunches of people started dumping their properties on the market, albeit at probably the worst time historically for Arizona's selling season. Traditionally, we don't sell a lot of houses in the summer. We don't list very many, and we sell even less. So the fact that all these people were doing this in the middle of summer when nobody's here kind of messed with our normal volatility, if you will. So with all that said, even though our month of supply is still up quite a bit, our months of supply is still at only just over 3 months of supply. 4 months or less is a seller's market. Keep that in mind. So at 3.09 months of supply, you're only looking at about 12 weeks of inventory. If nothing new came on the market today, that's about how long it would take to sell your home. And to be honest, that's seller's market territory. It's not absurd 3 days worth of inventory seller's market, but it is a strong seller's market. So depending on your price point, and I want you to watch to the end as we go through those price points because they are not created equal. I want you to be keeping that 3 months in mind. Then we get down to our median days on market, which is up 82.1% over this time last year. We're currently sitting at 51 days, median days on market. It sounds really high, and compared to the last 2 years, yeah, that is kind of high. However, if we had an even stable market at 6 months, it would take about 90 days to sell your home. And so with that said, when you look at 51 days versus 90, almost double, you basically have to realize, yeah, it's taking longer, but it's taking a more reasonable amount of time. Buyers have time to go shop around, see a home, maybe see it twice to make sure it's the right thing, and then go from there. They don't have to make a split-second decision before they've even seen the home. Keep that in mind. It looks scary, but like I said, the feds are trying to get us back to normal, and by the looks of these numbers, we're almost there. We're almost back to normal, which is great. So then we want to take a break, hit the subscribe button again, like I said, if you haven't done that already. Let's break down the supply and demand by price point. Now, like I said, if you're looking to buy or sell, this is going to determine how aggressively you negotiate and how aggressively you list your home. So we're going to skip all the way down. We're going to skip the 0 to 100 and the $100,000 to $200,000 price range. In those two price ranges combined, there are only 2 homes available, none of them sold. Therefore, we have nothing to calculate. So then we look at the $200,000 to $300,000 price range. We had one, it sold, that gave us 1 month worth of supply. Even Steven, that is a screaming white hot seller's market if you were between the $200,000 to $300,000 price range. That I would say is like your condos here in Cave Creek. Then you want to look at your $300,000 to $500,000 price range. You're at 2.67 months of supply, so less than 3 months. You're a pretty hot seller's market. You might see a little bit of multiple offer scenarios, just like in the $200,000 to $300,000 price range. You may not have 13, you may not have 5, it may be 2, maybe 3 in a really hot neighborhood, in a really hot home. Then we're going to drop down to more of our bread and butter. The way home prices have gone up over the last couple years in Cave Creek and Carefree, this is really where the majority of our homes start to be listed. This is now entry level, outside of a few condos around town. 500 to 700 really now is the entry level. And we are seeing in the $500,000 to $700,000 price range, only 1.5 months of supply. That's a really hot seller's market. I hate to say it. That is almost as hot as it was this time last year. In fact, if we look, this time last year, we had 3 weeks worth of inventory. Now we've got 6. So we doubled our inventory, but it's still a really hot seller's market. And it's comparable to what the luxury market was witnessing last season. If we look then at our 700,000 to $1 million, we're at 3.71. So we're creeping up on that 4-month mark, but it's still inside seller's market territory. It still is a seller's market, but you're likely to only see one offer. And you're not going to see appraisals waived or inspections or repairs waived. You're going to have to negotiate those bins or items. Then we get into our luxury market between 1 and 3 million. We're sitting at 4.29, so just over 4 months and a week worth of inventory. At that rate, you are just a hair, about a week's worth of inventory outside seller's market territory, but you're nowhere near an even or stable market. So take it with a grain of salt. It's not a seller's market, but it's not a buyer's market. It's certainly not even yet. So if you're out there either trying to list your home, you want to be making sure that there's only gentle upward pressure on your home, or to make sure that you're not giving away the farm if you're looking to buy in that price range. So then we're going to jump down to our $3 million and over price range. We certainly don't see a lot of these sales in Cave Creek and Carefree, but when we do, they tend to happen all at once. We're currently sitting at 6.5 months of supply. That's a fairly even, stable market. That means that prices are neither going up nor down. It might kind of half tip to the buyer's favor by about 2 weeks worth of supply, but that's almost as close to an even, stable market as you can get. So, in 6.5 months, that's the average it should take for your home to sell if it's over $3 million in Cave Creek and Carefree. But it sounds like bad news, right? This time last year, that same price range had a 10-month supply. They were in a buyer's market. So with that said, the $3 million price range, $3 million and over, is actually in a better position this year than it was last year. This time last year, there was only 10 of those homes available. Only one of them sold. This time this year, 13 of them were home and 2 sold. So we've actually had one more sale than we did this time last year. And that has kind of tipped the scales back towards an even stable market in Cave Creek and Carefree for the super high end. If you're wondering what your home would sell for in today's market, or if you're wondering what you can encounter if you're looking to buy in a certain neighborhood around the valley, go ahead and give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit my website at dustimartinrealtor.com.